when you're in the MTC, I mean, I guess now it's in Ghana that you go to the MTC. So I'm not sure if they give you malaria pills before you leave on your mission. Anyways, back when, in the Provo MTC, you'd meet with someone and they would give you what's called doxycycline, which actually uses to prevent acne as well, which is weird because you're like, malaria medicine and acne medicine. Yeah, weird. But you're supposed to take it with food. And when I was out there, a few times I didn't eat food soon enough, and I'd get like really sick and just throw up. So I really didn't like taking it. You're supposed to take it every day to help prevent malaria. From the mosquitoes, you also have mosquito net, but a lot of times, the mosquitoes are so small there that like they would kind of sometimes get in between the mosquito net hole and then get you, and then you'd wake up and there'd be mosquitoes in your mosquito net, or like maybe like your foot kicked open where you tucked it in your bed and then they flew up that way. So you just start killing all the mosquitoes. There are side effects to it. Not everyone gets them, but I started getting nightmares, like vivid nightmares, and I was just like I'm not taking this medicine anymore. Like this stuff's freaking me out. So I stopped taking it and I was fine. And I just remember lunch one day, I ate some fish, and I was at a baptism, and I just felt really queasy, and I was like, ugh, I think it was the fish. And I went home, and I just started getting the shivering a lot, and throwing up. And I think an older, more experienced elder was like, hey, you might have malaria. So we looked up the symptoms on our little card that we had, and he's like, yeah, I got malaria. So I was like, dang it. So I was like, all right, so what do you do? He's like, what do you do if you have malaria? And then it has the steps. So it's not it can be life-threatening just because, if it's not treated, because you'll die of hydration. Symptoms of malaria that I had, I found out that diarrhea is a part of it when I sat up in my bed one, middle of the night to throw up in a bowl. I was like, dang it. So I had to go fix that in the middle of the night. But just symptoms was, you're cold. I think I had, I brought a sweatshirt for whatever reason to Africa, but I had my sweatshirt on, I think I had 2 t-shirts and my little blanket, and I still felt super cold. There is medicine to as soon as you have the symptoms that you take, and it helps stop it, which I did the second time because I was like, oh, I know this is malaria, so I took it. Except for the first time, I didn't take it soon enough and I couldn't keep it down, so I wasn't doing anything. And your head just feels like 1,000 pounds, getting up. It's just and you're walking down the hallway and your head just is swaying, and you're just to this wall, to that wall, and you're just ugh. And so you're hot, sweaty, it's pretty miserable. And I think the point when I had enough was when I woke up on a P-Day, and because I had it over the weekend, and I woke up on Monday, and I woke up at 5 or so, maybe 6, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. So I went out to the couch, and I was laying on the couch, and then everyone went to go play soccer, and I felt like I was asleep for hours, and I woke up and only 2 hours had passed. It was only 8. I was just yeah, no, I'm going to the hospital. I can't do this. I can do it. So we called someone, and they came and picked us up. And I remember the doctor spoke English because in the beginning of my mission I wouldn't have been able to communicate. And I remember looking at her, and I saw her talking, but she sounded like she was down a hallway, way down, way. And I was like, what are you? I was probably looking at her like this, I don't know what you're saying at all. And she was trying to ask me all these questions, and she's like, what do you want? And I was just I just want to lay down. So eventually they brought me to a room, with a hospital bed, and I sat down. I laid on it, and I just passed out. And then they started shaking me, and they're like, oh, this is the wrong room, you have to move. I was like, dang it. So my companion helped me walk, because like it was at the point I was just so weak that I could barely walk. And I laid on the bed, and I remember feeling in my, in my head, I knew that they were hooking an IV up to my arm, but I was asleep. I was just so out of it that they were pricking my arm with a needle, and I was out. And I think I slept for like a day and a half, and I was just out. And it was probably, the hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my life. I just remember waiting for the doctor to talk to her, and I would like pass out, or I wouldn't know how long I was asleep for. And I got to the point where I felt like I needed to throw up. There's absolutely nothing left. And I lost 25 pounds in a week. So I got pretty skinny. But, I had a pretty bad case. It's not always like that. Usually like, oh, it's a malaria symptom, and then you just kind of take the medicine. Like the second time, you're just kind of sick in bed, throwing up and stuff, but the first time was way worse. It's just mosquitoes. It's not like, if I cough on someone, they're not going to get it. And malaria is for life. I can no longer donate plasma or blood, ever.